Welcome everyone to the Real Talk podcast. I am your host, Liam Crowley, and on today's show, we are going to focus primarily on reviewing the new hit horror movie, It. I saw it last Friday with a few of my buddies, and I really enjoyed it, and we will get into that. We'll also touch on some movie news at the beginning, including some trailers that dropped, some directing news, but without further ado, I am not alone on today's show. I'm being joined by a good friend of mine, Mike Gillis. Mike, what is going on?
Hey guys, super excited to talk about It today. I was really happy on the way it turned out. I saw it twice, and both times it was great to watch it. Like, honestly, just a great movie.
I'm glad to hear. I'm really excited to get into it. We've talked about it a lot already, but it's still, that just goes to show the impact it kind of had. Not necessarily like sticking with us necessarily. It's just such a good movie in terms of what it was going for. But we're going to start today's show with some movie news. So the first trailer that dropped earlier today was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, the video game adaptation, obviously. It's also a remake with, was it Angelina Jolie before?
I believe so, yeah.
Angelina Jolie, I think they made two or three of them. I've never been a Tomb Raider person, but I know this movie has been getting mainstream attention considering Alicia Vikander is starring in the title role. She was also in Ex Machina, a movie I adore, a great role for her. I know she got nominated for an Oscar, and she might have won, actually.
She did win.
She did win?
I believe so.
But I also know the movie was nominated for like special effects, and it actually might have won there too. But anyways, this is about Tomb Raider, and overall impressions of the trailer. I'll turn it to you, Mike, first.
It was really generic. Like, at the beginning, I'm like, oh, maybe they'll finally make a good video game movie, and still looks like that's never going to happen. Towards the end of the trailer, especially, she jumps off the boat. It just looks so just like dumb and repetitive, like of the same stuff. And like the end trailer joke, like that classic end trailer joke, were funny. Like, it just didn't hit. Like, so I think I'm going to be disappointed in that movie. Yeah,
what caught my eye was, well, more so my ear, is when I heard them just say the fate of the world is in your hands or something, and just that's what made me like roll my eyes. Like, I was impressed with some of the spectacle in it. It looks interesting. It looks like a female Indiana Jones / obviously a very Uncharted feel to it.
Yeah.
It's the female Uncharted, basically.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider games are good. They're fun games. But like another movie of like the same video game already being remade again, I think it's a loss.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just, I was interested going into it with her like entering the building, and there's like a corporate aspect.
It had an Iron Fist feel. I know you didn't watch Iron Fist. She goes in there and she's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Oh, Croft, Laura Croft." Oh, yeah. Same thing happened in Iron Fist.
Yeah, I do. Danny Rand. He owns his own company or something. Just very generic. I've only played Uncharted 4, not all of it actually, but it has the same feel to it with a whole sense of adventure, like Western type, like, you know, going out and finding an artifact. But
it's happened so many times.
I can't really get excited for a transition considering that, you know, that we have a new Indiana Jones movie coming out in 2019, I believe.
I hope that's good.
Yeah, and that's got my attention a lot because it's getting mainstream attention.
No Shia LaBeouf.
No Shia LaBeouf, thank God. But the fact that they'll get a good director, Spielberg will definitely be attached. I don't know if he'll necessarily direct or he's not directing.
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but he'll definitely be attached in some form. But yeah, just to close our thoughts on the trailer, it just felt very generic and nothing really out of the ordinary. I was saying earlier that one of the scenes, as Mike mentioned, when she jumps off the boat, it looks like a video game cutscene, while in Uncharted, I'm impressed to see it looks so realistic, but then it seems like that same exact scene put into a movie trailer, you don't get a sense of like adventure, and it just feels very generic. It feels very like when she was on the boat and you notice like the water was crashing. Despite the fact that CGI was pretty good, I just felt like she was in some sort of studio, and I'm sure it's
gonna have its audience.
Yeah, Alicia Vikander, it's good for her because she'll get a big check from it. Obviously, it's a mainstream movie that will probably make a decent amount of money. Although I'm not sure, considering, yes, it is a video game franchise, but also established with Angelina Jolie, and it's good enough to be rebooted. But at the same time, if we're going to talk about the video game aspect of it, Assassin's Creed, all the momentum in the world, easy easy movie to turn into a movie. Easy game to turn into a movie. Excuse me.
Didn't they like make it like back in time stuff?
Yeah. I didn't see it either, so I can't really speak to it. But from what I've heard, the beauty of Assassin's Creed is setting it in the past, and the movie focused on like the future, not the future, but the present day and the company that Michael Fassbender was like working for. That's where it lost me. And despite the fact it had the name recognition, it still didn't make money because people got word of like the reviews. So turning it back to Tomb Raider, even if it does turn out to be like decent, I'm not sure if there will be an audience there for it, because as we've seen, you can't just have a name recognition. You have to, it has to be more than that. Even if it's decent, it has to be good. Like video game movies.
The main problem with video game movies, all video game movies have good source material.
For sure, yeah.
But then not the directors, the studio. It's always the studio.
Very true.
The studio tweaks it, and it tries to look for mainstream audiences. But the people going to these movies are the video game fans, and they want what they've played on screen.
Exactly.
And with games becoming more and more like telling stories, I do not see the purpose of a video game movie. Just play the game. Yeah,
exactly. The one hope I have is I really want to see an Uncharted movie. I'd love to see
That's happening.
It's happening for sure.
Yeah,
it's confirmed.
It's
is anyone attached to it?
It's like a kid. Like it's not Nathan. It's like young Nathan Drake.
I feel like I've heard this news before because I really wanted to see. What's it? Carl Urban, I believe, is his name.
Tom Holland's gonna be Nathan Drake.
Tom Holland. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, no, that does ring a bell now. I can't believe I forgot that. But that'll be interesting for sure. But the fact that he's so young,
great for Tom.
And great for Tom. Great role for him. As if he needed another main franchise, but it's still a good look for him. But he's got it kind of like a kiddish voice, and maybe they'll just do what they're doing with Spider-Man and keep him there.
It's not going to be like adult Nathan Drake.
It's going to stay young.
The fourth game had the kid scenes, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. I think it's going to be like him meeting Sully and stuff.
Yeah, and what else? Oh, I was just really hoping for like, I don't know if you're familiar with the actor, but Carl Urban. I think he was Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
He's going to be Scourge the Executioner in Thor Ragnarok. But he's almost unrecognizable. He has a bald head. But
I've seen it,
Yeah, so just closing thoughts on Tomb Raider. Yes, it's got the name recognition, and yes, the trailer was generic but good. I don't have much high hopes for it and don't even know if I'm going to see it personally.
I think I kind of want to see it just to see it fail.
Right.
I haven't seen a video game movie in theaters ever. I skipped Warcraft, I skipped Assassin's Creed, and maybe third time's a charm, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to turn it over now to Jumanji. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle dropped a new trailer today. The first one didn't give much story bits. This one got a little more in-depth into what the movie's about. The movie stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, and Jack Black. What did you think about the trailer?
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
The trailer's very similar to trailers that like it's played the music, like the gunshots or like the beats in the music, but like they're all pretty well established actors
for sure.
And this is probably a big cash grab for them, obviously. I do feel like it doesn't need to be a Jumanji movie. This could be it could be a better movie without the Jumanji name.
Yeah.
Because I think it's kind of disrespectful to the original movie. Like that's such a classic movie.
It makes sense, and I like that point about it doesn't need to be a Jumanji movie to still be a jungle set movie. Jumanji's not like synonymous with. I mean, it's a famous movie, but it's not synonymous with jungle like movies.
No, there's been jungle movies before, like Tarzan, like anything.
When I see this movie, when I see the trailer, it's entertaining, but I get a very personally, I don't know if everyone shares it, but I get a very direct to DVD type feel where it seems like it is like a popcorn muncher movie. Nothing. I promise you nothing special is going to come from it.
Some jokes might be okay.
Jokes, sure. One thing I do enjoy about the trailer, I'm a sucker for this, is anytime they have, like you mentioned, the beats of gunshots go to the trailer.
I love that.
Terrible movie, Suicide Squad, but their trailers did that a lot, which was very entertaining. Very entertaining there. The Rock, honestly, in my opinion, can't do anything wrong. He's what I've heard this term thrown around a lot. He is franchise Viagra in terms of he gets added to a franchise and he will boost them to the moon.
He's Black Adam soon.
Black Adam soon, yeah. He's getting his own movie allegedly. I don't know what's going on in DC.
Shazam's a good character
for sure. As we saw with Fast and Furious, he brought that franchise mainstream. Wasn't successful necessarily with Baywatch.
I didn't see that.
But point is, he's, in my opinion, the most charismatic guy in Hollywood, and I can't see him doing bad in this role. I mean, his role in every movie is kind of just like
the same guy,
the hunking hero, you know.
I'm excited to see Jack Black. What was the last movie he was in?
Goosebumps?
Okay, yeah, I actually like Goosebumps.
Yeah,
I like Goosebumps. It was like you said, a good popcorn flick. It was obviously for kids, but reading the book, so used to it. But excited to see Jack Black. I loved him as a kid, so it'd be exciting to see him.
And I did see Central Intelligence in theaters with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and despite it being a very generic movie, I thought it was really funny, and I thought their chemistry was perfect. So I believe the fact that Kevin Hart and The Rock were both cast, I mean, I think they were always going with The Rock, but the idea to bring in Kevin Hart, I think that was heavily influenced by Central Intelligence. And so I'm not, I'm ready to see more of these two acting together. That movie comes out on December 20th, 2017. Tomb Raider, I forgot to mention, but it comes out on March 16th, 2018. Oh, yeah,
and Karen Gillan's in there too, right?
Karen Gillan, yeah.
I like her. She's a great actress.
Nebula in Suicide Squad, obviously.
Doctor Who, too.
Yeah, unrecognizable from... I say Suicide Squad, I meant to say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians.
But yeah, in her full body makeup there. And as we mentioned with Tomb Raider possibly failing at the box office, Jumanji...
I think it's going to make a lot of money.
I hope it makes a lot of money because it seems
it could be good,
fun, but we can't forget December. Whenever you see December and you see it's 2017, exactly, you hear the tune Mike's humming. Star Wars will be around. The Last Jedi, that movie, it's gonna make. I believe this one will make $2 billion. I think the first one was either just shy or went over it, but the marketing for the next one hasn't really hit yet. There's only been one trailer, but there definitely will be another trailer around October time, just like there was last year. But they will heavily promote the return of Luke Skywalker, and that will make the movie a lot of money. That's why, I mean, it's smart to have Jumanji. It's like an alternative. Oh, Star Wars is sold out. Let's go see a comedy movie. Let's bring the kids to it. So it's smart in terms of another option, like alternate box office, but... It's just very tough.
Star Wars is a family movie at this point.
Everyone
loves Star Wars.
It is, but it's one of those, a lot of people, friends of mine will be like, oh, well, I haven't seen the latest one, and that just turns them off.
True.
So that's why sometimes, I mean, everyone and their cousins are going to go see the next Star Wars movie. It's a fact, but...
I'll see it a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. I saw the last one 3 times in theaters. I've never seen...
Force Awakens?
Yeah, Force Awakens. Never seen a movie that many times in theaters.
I have a tradition now, going to see Christmas Eve, going to see these movies, and I really enjoy doing that.
That's awesome, yeah. I see it the release date with my friends, and I see it the day after Christmas with my uncle and my brother. My uncle kind of brought me into Star Wars, and... So yeah, he always offers to take us, and it's always a great time. So just to transition to one last bit of news, Matthew Vaughn is attached, not attached, but he is in talks to direct Man of Steel 2. I'm just going to say right now, this might become a common theme in the podcast. I'm sick of the DCEU.
And I'm not actually.
That's fair. It's good to debate about it, but I'm just... done with all these reports and news and this director's attached
a lot of shit there,
and this release date, new release date, this actor, we're pushing this back. It's just so tiring. So when I hear Matthew Vaughn's in talks to direct the next Man of Steel, I just can't put weight to it not even until I hear that he's attached, because The Flash has gone through about 4 directors by now. And so when I see that when he's in talks, even if he gets attached, if he signs the dotted line, I will not believe that this movie will be directed by Matthew Vaughn until they start filming.
Yeah. Matthew Vaughn's done good things in the past.
He's a great director.
We got Kingsman, Secret Service.
Kingsman, Kick-Ass, X-Men First Class.
Kingsman 2, which...
we can get into that maybe another episode because we haven't